Right, been meaning to make this video for quite a while now. It's how to wash your cab or car with waterless spray. I use Triplewax, which you can buy from Halfords or Wilkinson. I find is the cheapest. Right, I'm going to take this glove because you're going to use that to wash the wheels with this dirty microfiber, small one. The large dirty microfiber is for getting the dirt off the car to start with, and then this clean one is going to be for buffing it at the end. The dirty ones are you're going to spray on the spray and basically remove the dirt by wiping over the areas just once. You don't really want to buff with it, and then you will buff it off at the end with the clean microfiber. I use these large ones. They're called I think it's all Kent, might just be Kent. I think it's Kent, on Amazon. I bought 5, I believe, for about £15-16. Now you can buy thousands of these small microfibers from Costco or wherever, but they're small, they get wet really quickly, clog up much quicker than the bigger ones. You've just got much more working area with these large ones, so I recommend investing a few more pounds and buying these. I started off with one a few years ago and I've never washed it, and what I do is I used it for a couple of months. I used the same one to take the dirt off and to buff it, and then when I bought my second ones a few months later, I would then use the dirtier one to take the dirt off, and then I would use a new clean one to buff it, and I would continue this process. Now I'm up to about 5 dirty cloths and I've got 5 new ones, and that's over 3 years, so I've invested about £30-35 in cloths. It's nothing. The Triplewax, if you get it in, like I said, if you get it in Wilkinson, I've seen it in there on offer for £2.50 sometimes, but it's usually about £4.50, which is great for a litre. Now what I'm showing you here is I want to show you how fast you can wash a cab in the shortest amount of time. Now normally I might do it in 2 or 3 panels at a time, which can be done at taxi ranks, wherever, or even at home. But here, just to show you the speed you can clean a cab to within 90%. I've sprayed the entire cab first with the spray because it is quite cold at this time of the year, November. So the problem in January, in the middle of the summer, is the spray dries really quickly. So you can pretty much only do a panel at a time before it starts to dry. Nothing. It's not going to damage the paintwork. It's very basic stuff. It's magic stuff. You really don't have to worry about it scratching your car. Obviously I don't do it when the cab is really heavily soiled from several days of rain, dirty muddy paths. It can still be quite dirty, the cab, but I'm washing it today after a couple of nights of rain, so there's a film of dirt over it and the wheels. So yeah, in this time of year, in November, when it's colder, the spray just stays liquid for much longer. So I run this dirty cloth over, take the dirt off, which adheres to the cloth, and I've heard several people say, does that not scratch the paintwork? And I've had it for 3-4 years and I've never seen any scratches. Yes, there are things online on YouTube and things where people are washing Lamborghinis and Porsches and things like that, and they say, oh, you need to use 2 buckets so you can filter the water. You have less chance of getting particles in the sponge, and you're going to create swirls. Well, for the most part, a lot of people in the taxi trade rent. Their cabs are filthy anyway, covered in liveries. Most people aren't worried about tiny, very tiny scratches that you're never ever going to see. And like I said, I don't even see any on my cab, tiny ones. You've seen my cab, it's 6 years old, it's in pristine condition. Yeah, there are minor scratches from stones hitting it and things like that, but this stuff, the microfibers are amazing. The dirt adheres to it, keeps it in there. I don't know how it does it, it just does. It's magic. It's pixie dust, whatever you want to call it. It just works. So yeah, again, I'm just doing this in real time. It looks a bit boring, me going around the back of the cab disappearing, but the whole point of this is not to cut and show he's done it in 6 minutes, but the edit took half an hour. No, this is how fast you can do it. Now, everything from you taking the gear out of the boot that you're going to use to me showing you the end product is going to be under 10 minutes. Yeah, so I'm just buffing now, and there's still some liquid left on the panels, which means you're not going over the cab, the paintwork, with a dry cloth and dry paint, which is not going to do any damage, but it's probably not the greatest. So yeah, you do want it kind of still liquid. Again, this can be a problem for Vito owners, always has been, because I had one once for a couple of weeks. Yeah, getting onto the roof, but it can be done. Move the door back, and you can stand on the ledge and lean right over. Now, I'm doing this really fast. I would normally go 2 to 3 panels at a time, and maybe work a bit closer into the edges to get a better finish. But like I say, this will get your cab 90-95% clean, make you look respectable when you're pulling up outside, 5-star hotels and where else. I mean, it just looks wrong. Come on, I mean, it's not that hard. There is no excuse for it. I mean, I'm into exercise. A lot of you probably know that, and there is this term called NEAT, N-E-A-T, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Boring, yawn, yeah, whatever. That's basically you burning calories, not actually going to a gym or going for a run or doing any activity in a gym or in an exercise setting. It could be you washing dishes, it could be you cutting the grass. It does burn calories, and this is good for you. Even a 5-10 minute cab wash, you will be surprised what benefits it does to you. Yes, boring, but I'm saying it anyway, and it's, it might sound stupid, but washing a cab, what's that going to do? You'll be surprised. Little things can add up, especially for a lot of cab drivers that do no exercise whatsoever. Yeah, and put some earphones on, a bit of sun when you wake up, go out and do it then. And again, if you don't want to do it then, if you run out of time, if you got, somebody was saying to me, I haven't got, on Twitter, somebody said to me, I haven't got time to do this, or people who can't pay their bills, so I haven't got time to go to a car wash or do this. I'm sorry, you haven't got 10 minutes, seriously. I bet if I found out these people, they'd be watching Sky Sports or wasting time doing something. There's no way people are moving or doing things for 24 hours a day. There's 10 minutes, 5 minutes to wash a car. I could probably get this down to 5 minutes if I worked fast. I'm just showing this pace, that it's not too fast and not too slow, because I don't want to go too fast and people say, no, who's got the energy to work that fast? Right, so this next thing I do now, I put the glove on because there's a lot of dirt comes off the wheels. Just do 2 or 3 sprays on there. I use an old cloth that's really manky, and again, like I say, this stuff is magic. Look at it, it just buffs the wheels up. Even a dirty cloth will buff the wheels up, and I keep these dirty cloths just for the dirty wheels because they get a lot of brake dust and a lot of the dirt. Just see how fast it's done. That's all you need. And again, wheels and the whole vehicle is done in less than 10 minutes. I'd normally put on some tyre slick as well, which I keep over in the end there, but obviously you can't do that at taxi ranks if you had some, because it does take a while to dry. Otherwise it will just, depending on the brand you make, it can just come off when you're driving fast, so it does need drying time. But tyre slick does make a difference. It's very nice. Recommend it for that extra punch. But yeah, I mean, most people as well wouldn't have all these extra additional chrome bits that I've got. And anyway, I'm done. So it's under 10 minutes. I'm just gonna lift the boy up and just give you a quick glance over. So nice and shiny. Hello grill, yeah. Union jack. Yeah, a bit too much chrome as for some people, but yeah, sparkly. Hello. Sorry, I'm doing the voiceover overlay with the microphone because it was too windy and I weren't shouting and people looking over their fences at me. Yeah, wind was going to interfere with it, so I thought I'd do it afterwards. Yeah, and there you have a 90-95% clean cab. You'd have a couple of streaks there, very, on the roof, minimal. But again, most people's cabs are filthy anyway, and a few streaks, what's that going to matter? Bingo, done.